FBI to US court. Disclosing Tinubu'S record could endanger lives. Reveal our techniques. I don't understand. How is disclosing Tinubu'S record will endanger your lives? Now. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, has filed a motion seeking to submit ex parte in-camera declarations on why it withheld information about its investigative records relating to allegations of drug trafficking against President Bola Tinubu. An ex parte in-camera declaration is a written statement submitted solely to a judge by a party in a legal case. In an application dated August 20, the FBI told the U.S. District Court in Columbia that it cannot publicly explain all the reason it is withholding certain record, hence the need for an ex parte in-camera declaration. A copy of the application was published on X by Von Batten Montague, a Washington-based lobbying firm recently hired by Atiku Abubakar, the former vice presidential and presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress (ADC) for the 2027 election. The FBI said it has involved various Freedom of Information Act exemptions against the request for Tinubu'S record from 1992 to 1993. The U.S. law enforcement agency said if it acceded to the request, it would, among other things, disclose techniques and procedures for law enforcement investigations and all could reasonably be expected to endanger the life or physical safety of any individual. I don't understand how you are releasing a case of somebody and then it will expose your technique. How will it expose your technique and then endanger people's life? People don't just want to release it. Stop stressing somebody. If you don't want to release it, don't release it. Which one be to endanger people's life? How? Part of the FBI application is one of the requests at issue is the request assigned request number 1588244-000, which sought the entire FBI file for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, DOB 3/29/1952, President-elect of Nigeria as of February 2023. Plaintiff submitted a second FOIA request to the FBI seeking FBI 302 interviews with Bola Tinubu from FBI case number 245 IP 71386 UUUUUU during the time frame 1992 to 1993. This was assigned request number 159361500. The FBI has invoked various Freedom of Information Act exemptions including 6, 7C, 7D, 7E, and 7F regarding this request, and determined the information withheld from plaintiff in this case, if disclosed, would among other things disclose techniques. I don't understand. I don't know the techniques that it is exposing or the life that it is endangering. The FBI has determined that it cannot provide on the public record the full basis for the application of exemption 7A and 7F to certain withholdings, and that therefore an ex parte under seal declaration is necessary. The FBI said if the court grants the permission to submit an ex parte in-camera declaration, it would explain reasons for withholding certain information before August 28th. Now so, the plaintiff in the case is Aaron Greenspan, the American founder of Plainsight. Recently, the U.S. Department of Justice requested an additional 10-day extension to respond to a court order concerning the release of records related to allegations of drug trafficking against Tinubu. However, the judge granted only 4 additional days until August 21. Subsequently, Tinubu, through his legal team, joined the U.S. DOJ's request seeking an additional 10-day extension to respond to a court order. Howell was said to have declined Tinubu's request. Now, Nasabi, Okunola says, if you guys try and with us like Venezuela, know that we can't match our firing power. Now so. And we are not weak like Venezuela. You are not weak like Venezuela. They make mouth. The other says, every believer has a past, every sinner has a future. Even though Donald Trump is under investigation in the U.S., but I don't think that this is the past of our governor, of our president. It is still his present day reality for so many people. Femi says America is broke. They're using this blackmail to extort money from Tito. Okay. Okay, Chico says it doesn't change anything. I don't think Nigerians need it. That chosen says our money is being finished though, to end this case by all means. It is well. Olabowale says God will expose the drug file in Jesus' name, suffering and smiling. Namada says, can you imagine? They release with what you call redacted portions. They don't want to release anything. If they want to release, they should release. What are they saying to endanger people's lives? What kind of excuse is that? Henry says, if the record is okay, why being afraid? I wonder. Now they said the moment the great America starts compromising, we are finished world over. Henry says, Nigeria don't know that Tinubu is CIA agents. Maybe safe. Who knows? Godwin Odofia says, no white man can allow the African nation to work rightly because they will not be able to collect our mineral resources anymore. It's just a way of getting their own cut from Tinubu and case closed. Cut. It is well. The moment he says it can only endanger Pibat in his ambition for the second term, or even make him be impeached or advised to resign. Fabi says, why are they against public disclosure of the drug case file? I wonder. Maybe there is something really sinister, like it is really, really bad. That's why they don't even want us to see it. We want a transparent and clean president, devoid of any criminal stain. Nigeria's reputation and status must be restored. Fake agencies and looters everywhere. How can a nation develop, for goodness sake? It is well. People say we could not keep it. We have no need of it anymore as we are already suffering. We know it's for business already. Everybody says, I only hope the American authorities have not been compromised. What does it look like to you? No law fit make file with them mark confidential become accessible to the common man. Nobody say people will handle the case that time, and then they now. Make people understand how American system they work. Even President Trump will get case for court today, hear about it again. They cannot be bought over. Okay, says this is where our hard-earned resources is being wasted abroad just to cover up drug cases. What a shame indeed. Justice says, what exactly is America hiding? I thought they are not corrupt like us here in Nigeria. Why are they finding it so difficult to publish that report so that everyone can rest? I don't think they are going to release that report. Tinubu's bribery mastery has hooked the FBI, bribery blinds and corrupt officials and subverts the cause of rights or justice. It is well. My listeners, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.